Stephen Espinoza says Terence Crawford shouldn't be held up by the Errol Spence rematch clause. Is that fact or fiction? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, Stephen Espinoza poked his head out of the bushes to give his take on why the Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight or rematch fell apart. And he has some interesting things to say. I just want to break that down, give my 500,000 nickels for anybody listening.
Spence, definitely wanted his get back, and and obviously, Crawford, being the gentleman that he is and the businessman that he is, he said okay, whether it was exactly the terms of the rematch clause or not. But then, there's some eye surgery, there's a recovery there, and there's a reality that it's not fair to keep Crawford waiting forever. Other factors came in, including the eye surgery, including some medical, and they each, decided, look, let's not hold each other up. Just couldn't come together as quickly as possible. We're not sure when we're going to see Errol back, and in the meantime, it makes sense for Crawford to be free to do whatever he wants to do.
All right, so Stephen Espinoza, Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, what's really going on?
Man, this is some bullshit!
So Stephen Espinoza said the Errol Spence situation with his eye surgery, and there were actually a few other medical things that Errol Spence had to get cleared to actually make the rematch happen, and they were just one after another, and it was too much, and Terence Crawford should not be held up by Errol Spence and his situation.
Oh, I knew you. Well, I know you know you're a lucky man.
And, in a way I kind of agree, in a way I disagree, because listen, Errol Spence waited how long to make the Terence Crawford original fight? Not only did he wait around after Terence Crawford backed out of the original fight the summer before last when he ended up fighting David Avanzian, but he actually waited around for Terence Crawford for about 4 or 5 years to simply make that fight, a fight that Terence Crawford could have agreed to terms to make, years prior. A lot of people say, well, it was Errol Spence that was not sending the contract, or it was Errol Spence that was ducking.
And why don't you tell all these nice folks why you've been ducking me?
Because Errol Spence said he wanted to clean up his side of the street. Well, it didn't actually take Errol Spence that long to clean up his side of the street. The last title he got from Ordanius Ugaz, he got, a year and a half before the actual Terence Crawford fight. So within that whole year and a half, 2 years, if you want to call it that, they could have made that fight and they wouldn't have had to wait so long to make it happen. Not only that, once again, they actually had the fight made and Terence Crawford backed out of it. So in a way I agree, hey, Errol Spence had a lot going on and it would be unfair for Errol to keep saying, I got this and wait for me for this and wait for me for that. But if Errol Spence was willing to wait around for Terence Crawford, especially after the David Avanzian situation, Terence Crawford, if he's a real stand-up guy, because Stephen Espinoza said that he's a gentleman and a stand-up guy, if he was really a stand-up guy, he would have waited for Errol Spence the same way Errol Spence waited for him.
Baby, turn this shit up.
Now, I'm not saying he should have waited around for a 147-pound fight, but if you're already moving to 154 and you're not fighting anytime soon, you're not going to fight Tim Tszyu if he wins until the summertime anyway. So what's the difference between waiting for Tim Tszyu until the summer and waiting for Errol Spence until the summer? That part I don't really understand, but hey, I get it. It is what it is at this point. We can't cry over spilled milk. Perhaps these two will meet in the future. More than likely, I highly doubt that we'll ever see these two guys getting back in a boxing ring together. And it's mainly got to do with the fact I don't think Terence Crawford wants to give him a chance of getting any get back the same way that Floyd Mayweather does most of his opponents.
You scum-sucking son of a bitch! No, I got to cut you. That's the rule. Cut you.
So I don't think Floyd has any rematches in his entire career. I look at Terence Crawford kind of the same way I look at Floyd Mayweather. So to me, I'm going to say that this is fiction. I don't think that Terence Crawford is being a stand-up guy by not giving Errol Spence the rematch.
If you think talking about another man's pockets makes you cool, it makes you a girl.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
The corniest shit to do is they measure another man's pockets. You never know what another man got.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
Trying to know what's in a nigga bank account, pause, to me is like trying to know what's behind the zipper, and that's disgusting.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
Don't worry about how big anything on me is, especially my pockets. Pause.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
You understand what I'm saying?
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. That like button for me, share, subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tubes, or holler at me over there. If you want to collab, feature a product on your channel or my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail, because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. And we are
If you're from the field, you know I'm fucking with you. If you're from Kentucky, you know I'm fucking with you. You ain't never heard of me, you wanna get familiar. Well, my nigga, let me paint a picture. 12 motherfuckers splitting 3 bedrooms. Dang, my nigga, let me get some leg room. Every single night we watch the 10 o'clock news. Young black man murdered over tennis shoes. Every year we move to a brand new hood. Had to fight a nigga just to make it understood. Bitch, I learned to fight from Wayne and your knuckle. First thing they taught me, nigga, swing if you touch it. Moved out of town when I turned 19. Seen $400 pounds of light green. Moved back home before I turned 20. I guess you could say that was the birth of Louis Keys. It was time to let these niggas know my name. Young Real introduced me to the game. He was rapping too big back in the day, when they had Daddy Yo and Hurricane. They was getting beats from Willie Will and Lil J. Can't forget Young Serge, they did they thing. That motivated me to do the same, and I did it. Spit it so clean, they thought I came from a dentist. This is for my niggas with the chain gang sickness. When you make it home, I got some change and some bitches. No hook, but they still play it in the club. 7 grams of the loud, paid about a dub. Cause I know the plug and I know the outlet. Feel snapback I got ain't came out yet. Nigga, please listen to the game that I'm slinging. Tax time come around, I claim like I'm thinking. Ain't nothing worse than $1 million bitch that'll fuck for a purse. I need a nurse, I think I'm getting sicker. My nigga Dose came through with 2 bottles of liquor. This is for my nigga Moski and all the other real OG. Do a line, pop a pill, roll some weed. Take a seat and listen to the book of keys.